thanks for having me here, Pete, again. I really enjoy having a chat with you. I'm Carey Campbell. I'm the Clinical Director for Orion Health. Orion Health is a digital health company founded in New Zealand, but we're global.
Yes, excellent. Great to have you here as always.
Carey.
What about you?
Should we swap?
Hi, Pete. My name's Sally. I am a number of things, and I'll go over them in my presentation later, bud.
Yeah.
I work for AUT. I'm a researcher. I'm a nurse. What else am I, Carey?
Oh, you're everything.
I'm everything.
You're everything.
I'm a disability advocate or a disabled person's advocate. I like that wording better. And I am also a guide dog handler. And my lovely guide dog down here is Cian. I hope you can deal with that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is great. So what brings you both to Digital Health Week? There's a few different things
you want me to start?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I've been coming to Digital Health Week since 2014, and I started off as a PhD student coming to present something. Kind of found my community because I don't fit in as a nurse some places, and I don't fit in as a computer programmer in other places. So I've actually made a place for myself, kind of navigating between those spaces. And later in life, since having met him here, became a disability advocate as well, because there is a big gap in healthcare, or healthcare staff, I should say, staffing and workforce.
And I'm here with Orion Health and also the Aotearoa Connected Care collaboration around talking around interoperability and linking portals and linking systems. But I'm also here as a nurse. Sorry?
I was going to say, what connects us? We're both nurses.
Yeah, so we are connected.
Just nurses.
No, we're not just nurses. So I'm on the Nursing and Midwifery Special Interest Group for HiNZ, Health Informatics New Zealand, as is Sally, and she's on the HiNZ board as well. So we were helping to organise the Nursing and Midwifery workshop, which was held on Tuesday. So we were here. I spoke there about a topic dear to my heart called Just a Nurse, the perils of the J word, and talked about how we often put ourselves down and we put ourselves in boxes, and especially in digital health, we don't think we're good enough to be involved in digital health. And in fact, I was that person 10 years ago when I was the Director of Nursing at Southern Cross Healthcare. And the IT and commercial people said, we need you to be the clinical lead for this big project of putting electronic patient record right across 16 hospitals. And I said, I can't do that. I do not have the IT skills to do this. I'm just a nurse. But hey, they said, those are the skills we need because we don't have them. And so I think we often forget that we have our own special, unique set of skills that other people don't have and they need, especially in digital health.
And I've got a feeling that resonates with a lot of people who would be attending here and the ecosystem, and has probably heard that language quite a fair bit working in healthcare. And even, I feel like and you would know better than me, but it goes even further beyond just even in the patient setting. I've heard patients say, oh, you're just a nurse, or all that. So there's a lot of work to be done there.
So in teaching students, I teach nursing as part of my job. I have two jobs. I'm a senior research fellow and I'm a senior lecturer in nursing. And I have students, it was about 5 years ago now, I did a few exercises on what is a nurse and what does a nurse do? What makes you a nurse? And one of them said, doctor's assistant. And well, you should have heard the response to that. And so we went through this whole, how do you become a nurse? So it's doing, being, becoming is one of the things that you can think of. And so the students take a journey of doing, knowing and becoming. And I think the same could be said here. I, like Carey, was like, I'm not good enough to be in computer science, so I went and got a PhD in computer science.
As you do.
But in saying that, you're still, as a lot of people are, trying to fit yourself into a box, but is that the right thing to be doing? Because putting people in boxes actually productive?
I actually took a bit of a punt doing this talk about just a nurse because people were saying, oh, what is that all about? What are you doing? And I have been blown away by the response I've had from nurses and other people coming up to me afterwards saying, "Oh, I really resonated with that. You hit the nail on the head there. That's how I feel." And I won't say pleasantly surprised, because it's not a pleasant thing to think people are feeling that way, but pleasantly surprised that I did it. I took the punt, and it really helped some other people. And if that can help one person, I think that's fantastic.
Oh, I feel like it's relevant to many more than just one, and I think you're on the money there. And the nursing community and broader healthcare would be definitely advocating for this. For those that are unfamiliar with then the true role or the power, the superpower of nurses, if you were to describe them what a nurse is, how would you describe that?
I would say that they're the person who is this. Well, I won't say the patient's the centre, but they're the person who has the most interaction with the patient, so they know the patient. So they're a connector between the patient, the healthcare system, and what I hope is that our nurses are actually advocating for our patients in the way that the patient wants. And I don't like the word patient.
Yeah.
And I'm a hospital nurse through and through, and so patient is the word that comes out of my mouth straight away. Again, I see that nursing, we are the connectors, and I talk about super connectors as people and organisations.
I didn't say super connectors, but it's too close to super bugs.
Oh, yeah. And we are the people who make that connection with nurses. We interpret the health journey alongside the patient. And if I do go to the traditional hospital role of a nurse, when I was nursing in the orthopaedic ward, they do hospital rounds, like the ward round, and they'd all stand down the end of the bed, and then the patient was just going yes, 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 and then the entourage would carry on, and the patient would then look at me as the nurse to say, "What does that mean?" And so we interpret alongside patients and walk alongside our patients.
Oh, I was going to say just that communication piece and understanding and expectations is so important in any aspect of humanity, but particularly when people are the most vulnerable in healthcare too. So,
something I think about, and it's kind of a little bit off topic, is do the patients see themselves in the nursing staff, and are we representing people to the best extent? And I think that's another role of nurses, in that our voice is often not heard, because traditionally there's a medical model of health, which is what the health system is based on. And the medical model of health is very hierarchical. It's based on the clinician being the top of the hierarchy and everyone else being below, including the patient. Yet a lot of our work as nurses is to actually put the patient first and to make them the most important part of it. And some clinicians would argue that the medical model does that, but I actually think the social model and the functional model of health actually do that as well, and there's a part for everybody. There's also a part in the Indigenous models of health as well.
Mm.
And we're the largest single registered health profession in the world, but in New Zealand, we feel we have the smallest voice, and I think we need to amplify our voice. And that was the theme of the Nursing and Midwifery Day, was amplifying nurses and midwives' voice, particularly in digital health, but in health fully. And yeah, we need to claim that.
Yeah, absolutely. And to dive into that even further, you mentioned, Sally, that you're passionate about advocating for people with a disability in the healthcare workforce. Is that right? Tell me a little bit more about that.
I do, and it started off at the beginning of this year. A lot of healthcare professionals don't see themselves in other healthcare professionals, and there's a lot of stigma attached. The story I normally tell is I have a background of being an emergency nurse, and I did that for many, many years. I also worked as a volunteer for St John, and have done a lot in my career that other nurses would. But as soon as you add I don't like the word disability, as soon as I became disabled, because in my view, society disables you, you don't disable yourself. As soon as I became disabled, I felt at the beginning my credibility as a nurse dropped as well, and it's taken a long time to actually get that back. But just this year, there's been quite a lot of staff. They've either been referred to me by, one, the Ministry of Health, and two, private organisations, and three, the people themselves, saying, how do you manage the healthcare system? How do you work your way through this as a disabled person when we're seen in the deficit view?
Yeah. Amazing. And so what would you hope that attendees who might have gone to the nursing midwifery workshops and just generally attending Digital Health Week, what would you hope that they walk away from the sessions with?
I'd have to say an open mind, and I'd have to say the ability to speak up for themselves and share their ideas. We've had a few people come along who are new to health informatics this year. I know 2 people who I've asked to come along and 2 people who have come along, and they may have found their home. That's, again, putting a label on somebody, but if somebody feels confident enough to speak, be honest, and feel represented, then I think we've done our job.
And I want the people who were at the Nursing and Midwifery Day to go away feeling inspired and to know that they have a place in health informatics, digital health. They don't have to have a role that is a digital health role, that it is embedded all the way through their nursing practice. If they're a new graduate nurse in a placement anywhere, they are actually health informaticians because they need to own that and know that you don't have to be in a digital health role. And we need that. We need that all the way through nursing. It was part of a career development model that I presented there as well. Just be confident. Do the qualification if that's what you want. You know, there are qualifications in digital health, but you don't have to.
Yes.
But get involved, knock on doors in your organisation if you want to get involved in projects, and please own your skill set and your knowledge and experience. You most certainly can.
I can't not shut up about this. So I would say be curious. If there's something you don't know, ask. If there is if you think you might be interested, ask someone who's trod that path before. They might be able to point you in the right decision, and you might be the next health informatics leader.
Mm. Yeah.
And to remember, you're not just a nurse. What you need to say is, in digital health, I'm just what you need.
I was going to say I am a nurse.